Why are they apart now?
Sunlight dances on the balcony as I wait for thee to come home. I fumble the words, yeah, my mind submits when you're in that dress. Glad you're home. Will you stay with me? Never leave. You walked into my life and I am glad you came, glad you came. You're not around.
Taco, 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 burrito! Taco, 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 burrito!
There's so many tacos. 포키만 아몬드?
요거트는 우리나라보다 많은 거야?
무서운 매운 냄새 나. 가겠다. 먹어보자. 술이 너무 없어 진짜.
잘 샀지.
어떠?
사진 채시는 너무 못생겼어.
치워보세요. 내가 본 거야?
그냥 그거만 나는데 우리가 대만에서 냄새 맡는 거.
이거는
이거 맛있다.
매워? 정말?
이게 좀 계란이랑 뭐가 야채가 들어가야 돼. 이거 맛있을까?
오렌지야? 귤이야?
그 중간쯤 되는 것 같아. 여기다 신경 안 쓰네. 많죠?
큐카물 토마토. 아빠 밑에 거. 당근 되게 귀엽게 생겼어.
Golden sunlight on the ocean wide. Gentle breezes where the waves collide. Slowly drifting, time just slips away in the warmth of this perfect day. Summer rests, let the world be still. Find the quiet, let your spirit fill. Under skies of endless blue, peace is waiting here for you. Lazy hours in the shade of trees.
샐러드 먹어 그래서?
Whispers carried on the summer breeze. Moments linger, hearts so light and free. Every breath feels like eternity.
끝.
Summer rest, let the world be still. Find the quiet, let your spirit fill. Under skies of endless blue, peace is waiting here for you. No need to hurry, no need to try. Just close your eyes beneath the sky. Let the silence sing.
My name is Rosie. I'll assist you during your
여기 맛있어?
But I wish there was more. Oh.
뭐가
Are you
들었을까요?
guys ready for the reveal?
진짜 난생 처음 보는 거야.
Woo! Hello. She's so funny.
In the quiet of the evening glow, I find a place where my heart can slow. All the noise of the day fades away. Here I learn to listen, here I stay. It's a time to breathe, a time to see all the hidden parts of me. In the silence I can find a gentle peace, a clear mind. Every moment whispers soft and true, telling stories only I once knew. Shadows fall, but they help me see the light inside is guiding me. It's a time to breathe, a time to see all the hidden parts of me. In the silence I can find a gentle peace, a clear mind. No rush, no race, just letting go. Learning things I've longed to know. With every breath I feel more whole, resting deeply in my soul. It's a time to breathe, a time to see all the hidden parts of me. In the silence I can find a gentle peace, a clear
김밥처럼. 이거 설명 잘못했잖아. 랩핑을 해야지.
이렇게 흩어져야 되는데 이렇게 떡처럼
물에 들어가는 건 벌칙이야? 그래 볼까?
너무 멀어지고 있어.
빵 하나 먹고 빵 하나 주세요.
어. 쌈발은 없어.